Hey everybody, I'm Protozoa Man, and today we'll be playing Peglin. Peglin is a Peggle-like roguelike. Maybe you've seen this game around. I've seen a couple people play it, and this is one of the most recent roguelikes that I've spent like almost 100 hours playing, and I really enjoy it. So I just thought I'd show it off today. Let's play a new game, and I am going to be playing on some of the on the like elevated modes, which is called Crucible in this game. So for this run, I'll just play as the regular Peglin, but I have all four of the characters unlocked. So you have the Peglin, the Balladin, the Roundrill, and the Spinventer. So if I play as the Peglin, his starting relic is the Peglin Tulian. Battle rewards and chests contain an additional option to choose from. And so with each of the increasing Crucibles, so I will start each run with +1 pebble, and pebbles have -0, -1, so the one it'll have no less damage, but will do one less critical. Mini bosses can appear in question mark scenarios. Pegboards will contain one less, and that's a symbol for the critical hits. So it'll have one less critical hit on each board. Misnavigation damage is increased to 5. Pegboards contain one less R, which that is a board reset. Enemies and mini-bosses have increased health. Post-battle healing is reduced by 15%, and available gold is reduced in many circumstances. So, and my highest is Crucible that I've gotten to is with the Roundrill at Crucible 11. But today we'll just be playing the regular Peglin. So, let's jump in. So you start by taking a relic. Unicorn horn, your aimer is longer and displays an additional bounce. Board will contain one additional critical hit, and short fuse bombs detonate on one hit. I think the special button's pretty good, but I'm going to take short fuse, I think. I do kind of like the short fuse, being able to hit bombs just one time rather than two, which you'll get to see that probably here in the first area. So we'll take a look at the board more, but it's Peggle, except there are enemies up at the top. So like these enemies have 220 health, and each time you hit one of these pegs, it'll add damage to the attack. So the pebble will do 2 damage, and then if you hit the critical hit, it'll do 3 damage and has no special effects. These pegs are coins, these are resets, that's critical, and then those are bombs. So let's just see, and the bombs will launch any of your balls kind of around the map. So they're pretty good, but they do not respawn, and they do 50 damage each. These black ones do. Later on in runs, there'll be red ones, and those do damage to yourself, but also I think they do 200 damage. All right, and each ball, the critical moves around, but the reset will not. I believe there's an item that will move the reset each round, but we don't have that yet. And the gimmick with these enemies is once you defeat them, they lay on the ground and create a barrier so the enemy behind cannot hit them. Or so the enemy behind cannot get hit. And so there you saw I hit the critical, which turns all the pegs red. Why am I getting shown this? Okay. I didn't hit... anyway. The dagger does very little damage as regular attack, but is incredibly strong on critical hit. If you don't think you can hit the critical this turn, you can discard the dagger by using a garbage icon near the orb on the left. I guess maybe the game somehow knew I was recording this for the first time. So if you click on the trash can up here or hit backspace on keyboard, playing this on PC, on Steam, you can discard a ball, and I'll just do that now, but you do skip your turn then, so the enemy will move one segment closer. And that'll do it for this one. So at the end of the round, you can pick a reward. So for 25 gold, which up here in the corner, I have exactly 25. So I get best foot forward. First peg hit is upgraded to +10, and you can target any enemy. Applies 1 spinification on hit. Each turn, enemies with spinification lose 10 times however much spinification HP. On crit, apply additional 2. Get multi-ball 1, so it shoots 2 balls rather than just 1. And Generatorb applies lightning slime to every 8 pegs hit. Lightning slimes are durable and zap nearby enemies when hit. Or the other thing you can do is you can heal for 15%, or in my run you can heal for 15%, but I didn't take any damage. Or you can upgrade an orb, which will increase your damage and however much critical they do. So I think I am going to take... I'm going to take best foot forward, I think. All right, and we can continue. So then this is the navigation screen, so you actually have to shoot your little Peglin to the area you want to go. And if you bring up the map, so these skulls are just basic enemies. Question marks are random events. Chests are your different relics that you can get. This G is a shop. And then these red skull and crossbones, those are your elite bosses, or your like mini bosses or elite enemies, which will give you another relic. And then at the very bottom is your boss. So I think I want to go for this chest. So I'm going to go and shoot this way. And you can collect coins and everything in between. The pegboard stays. For each peg that you didn't hit, it will stay. So now we fight some slimes. So I really like this game. You can talk to a lot of my friends, or if you were to ask a lot of my friends, they would say that when I first found this game, I was absolutely heaping its praises on and trying to get everyone I knew to play it. And so it's perfect for the channel because y'all can watch it and just hopefully see how really cool this game is. So that was the new... Well, I don't get to see it. Okay, what do we got? Pebble, Generatorb. Every 2 applies 1 exploit ball, causes enemies to take however much times 10% extra damage on critical hit, applies 5 blind. I'm gonna just upgrade here. So best foot forb. First hit will be upgraded to +10. I'm gonna upgrade that and move on. You can kind of see it there. It was this peg, but that best foot forb orb had a +10. So every time you hit that in proceeding with any ball, it'll add 10 to whatever your regular attack is. All right, and a chest, deal extra damage the longer your orbs are in flight. That's pretty good. Prevent the first time you would take lethal damage. This is good later on But I'm going to take a pocket watch. Because I don't intend on losing. I don't even intend on going down. Let's see. So I can't get to the shop, and that's okay. Let's see. I guess from here it doesn't matter. There is a secret. No, I'm not going to get it. Okay. On those chest rooms, if you're able to destroy and blow up all of those bombs, you actually get another relic. It's very challenging to do, and I've done it a couple of times. So it depends if you're really looking to go somewhere in particular. I probably should have used that on this guy in the back, so he didn't end up sorry, I'm watching the ball go. So this guy didn't end up falling in front of me and having to go through him. Oh well. All right. Get some of those bombs. Oh, to hit the reset there would have been better. So, actually, this is perfect. You can see that 20 right here. So I hit that peg. I hit that peg with the upgrade. So it starts with 10, or it now does plus 20 rather than just plus 10. If I can hit that bomb, nope. Alright, this guy's no problem. And that's gonna do it. So, much like downgrade each hit to -1, but has overflow. So, overflow causes excess damage to carry over to the next enemy. Ooh, these two are really good. I've used ball lightning. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it hits 2 additional orbs every peg hit. And this one is bouncy. I've had some really good luck with bouncy, so I'm going to take that. It doesn't so much matter which way we go. Let's head this way, I guess. Maybe. There we go. And much like other roguelikes, there are 3 areas that you will play through. You reach a clearing that is unusually slimy. You progress cautiously, but still lose your step. 3 orbs fall into the slime, and you only have 2 hands. Which one do you let sink? Well, I get a very good pick between Pebble, or Pebble. So I'll let the pebble sink. And it sinks deep into the slime. Caesar slime, we won't see this. There is a slime boss, but those slime pegs, your ball moves like slowly through them. All right. And each of the boards, as you can see, are a little bit different, and different things happen. So like this one, all of the pegs are moving around. And we see our first flying enemy, so a bat. So gets rid of that. So if you click up here too, you can actually target which enemy you want, but your regular balls will not end up, they can only hit the first target in line. So, and the bats move 2 spaces each round, so they can close the distance very quickly, and if they end up hitting you, they heal for however much damage they do. But we should have this guy. Yep, no problem. All right. So Inferno Orb, lighter than other orbs, detonates bombs on hit, destroys blocks on hit, deals 2 damage to self. Only hits those and pierces through all others. Highway Orbery is pretty good because so this one can be upgraded any number of times, and it adds +1 to your attack and +2 for critical. But for now, I'm gonna make my bouncy orb extra bouncy. Get some extra coins, and if you hit the fire, you take 5 damage. Okay. All right. These slimes started a lot closer to me than I would like. Oh boy. But with our now super bouncy ball, well, that didn't do nearly as much as I wanted, but it took everybody out. Great. That was a very bad ball right there. All right. That should do it. Yep. I'm going to be taking this orb. So this increases each peg hit by +2. That's a very good one to have. And we get a chest. So either way... here, I'm aiming to get one of these elite enemies. Heal 1 for every peg activated while successfully navigating after the battle, and take no damage from misnavigation. Applies 4 blind to enemies. This can be okay in some circumstances. I'm gonna take the blind though, because that's always somewhat helpful. Okay, yeah, and we can't get to this other chest here. So, try to get the secret, but does not work. You stumble on a strange mirror with shadows flickering in the reflection. You're drawn closer and closer until your nose is nearly touching the glass. The shadows are speaking a language you've never heard before, but you understand their offer. Duplicate all orbs or duplicate a random orb. -4 health, -8. Duplicate all orbs. And if I duplicate a random... 1, 2, 3, 7. So a 3 out of 7 chance just to get another pebble. Otherwise, I end up with 6 pebbles. I'm going to try to duplicate a random orb. You feel an unpleasant transfer of energy, but your rub orb, level 2, has been duplicated. Nice. And a cool thing with the mirrors is... as you hit the pegs, if there's a mirror on screen, it hits pegs on the other side, and that does add to your damage as well. So now we have a big tree enemy, and I'm gonna skip that so I can use this guy. So see, each of those pegs now that are hit are now +2 as well. So that blind they now have 4% chance to miss. Couldn't quite hit that critical. That's okay. Because now we have our big bouncy ball. This is why I love the bouncy balls, because it just goes all over the screen, and when it hits a bomb, it goes crazy. And it was duplicated, so we'll skip. So you can see how much quicker you rack up extra damage when you hit that critical. So it is, if you're able to hit the critical, it's very much recommended, but you are also taking a chance. Okay, I'll be good. I don't think I will take damage this next round. I really wanted to hit that reset. Oh well. Ah, yes. Okay, right. So these elite enemies, once they're down, they also act as a cannon, and so they can still hurt you. Let's see if I can hit that crit. Nope. Okay. So we're in a little bit of trouble. Not too much, though, I don't think. Well, that didn't exactly go where I wanted it to. Let's try to get these bombs. All right, we're good. We're out of here. Good, good, good. All right. Apply slime. Gains +1/+1 each time you take self damage. I don't have any self damage stuff. Actually, for this one, I am going to heal. And I'm going to upgrade this one to +3 each peg it hits. Each crit triggered for projectile attacks causes them to pierce an additional enemy. Every enemy starts with exploit a ball. And apply 1 spinification when damaging enemies with bombs. I'm going to take the auger. And if I go... Well, I'm not going to have enough coins, I don't think. I guess maybe I should have gone there to try to get some more coins. Ah, this is another mini boss, or elite enemy. I skipped the dagger because I don't think I'm gonna be able to with this setup. Maybe if I shot it this direction, I could have. Oh well. Let's do this. And hoped it nice. All right. Good damage, good damage. And if we go this way. Nice. Hit the reset. Aw. So the Minotaur takes or does a lot of damage. So the best I could do to not get hit by him would be awesome. Hit the reset for next turn? No. Okay. Let's see here. Oops, that was a misclick. Well, it wasn't terrible. Ow. And because that was the last turn that I had... Hit the critical. Nope. We're going to get out, but it's not looking the best here, folks. Alright, we're going to heal. Yeah, unfortunately... Well, let's continue. Every 4 shots starts with multi-ball. When applying a bramble to an enemy... I don't have anything that brambles. Whenever a crit is triggered, deal damage to all enemies equal to your orb's critical times number of crits. I always like multi-ball. We're a little low on health going into this first boss. Let's see. Each turn, enemies lose spinification. I have enough for 2, so I'm going to get this lightning ball and that. Would have really loved to have gotten a relic, but no dice on that one. And our first boss is this big mole. Where's the crit on this guy? Might be able to get that. Nice. Although, right, the shtick with this one is this tree is in the way. But I have Pierce. I forgot I had Pierce. Nice. Okay. I want to get closer to those. So the mole doesn't do a ton of damage, but enough to be concerning. There's my multi-ball. Nice. Hit the reset. Alright, with one good ball here, we should beat this boss. Critical will help. Not quite. Oh boy. Try to hit the bomb. Nope. That should be able to get rid of some of these guys, though. Wow, was that already 4 ball? This game goes quick. I always forget how fast a lot of these rounds go. Hit the... Alright. Whew, saved. So, after beating the boss, you get a full heal, and you get sometimes some of these already upgraded balls will spawn. So I get upgraded ball lightning, or Spiness grants Spiness grants all orbs +0 plus X. So plus the number of Spiness to its critical. But I'm already feeling like I have a lot of orbs in my deck. I want to upgrade this to +3 or +2. How much is this one going to cost? 35. Let's applies 3. Let's make it super bouncy. Next. Attacks deal ×2 damage, but every activated peg gets downgraded to -3. When taken, 2 rare orbs are added to your deck. Orbs are randomly upgraded 3 times, and 100 gold is acquired. Summons a round squirrel onto the pegboard whenever 30 pegs are hit, but it's destroyed after 100 uses. At start of battle, gain 5 spin S, but boards contain one less reset. I've had some good luck with this. You can also skip and gain 50 gold, but I'm gonna take this because that's a decent little relic. So completed the forest, and now we're moving on to the fortress. Alrighty. And now we get a bunch of different enemies. So you can see that acorn that I got now helps and hits more targets. So this lightning orb, the lightning orbs don't do a ton of damage because it's just one. But being able to hit all of these pegs at one time is pretty decent. Come on, get over on the other side of the board. Nope. Ouch. Alright, and a bomb. One more would be pretty nice. Nope. But victory. Toil and Trouble applies 2 spinification on hit. On crit, apply additional 2. Can target any enemy. Every 7 hit, gain 5 Belusion. Provides X% chance to avoid incoming attack. Gain 4 for every coin collected. Where is our next? So I could go this way and potentially fight nothing. I think I'm going to try to go this way so I can get some fights here, get some more money, end up with the gold, or at the shop, and then take on the elite enemy. So I should be good on health, and I will upgrade just one orb. I'm going to do this one. Best laid plans and all. I do tend to spend my money fairly quickly in this game. I find that getting a lot of relics is good, but also upgrading your balls are much, much better. So we have three mirrors here, and they have a gimmick. Wow, that did a ton. So it does reflect projectiles back, but you do damage and a half. And I think these that are like more targeted will only do half damage. Yep, but you don't get attacked. So. So the mirrors you do have to be somewhat careful of because they can do a lot of damage to you fairly quickly. But they can't attack you just on their own. Ow. Skip that one. Really need to hit this board reset. It's in a bad spot. Meese. Great. Come on, hit the reset, hit the reset. Please? Nope. The reset is like nearly the only thing left on the, there we go. Aha! So much damage. Well, and this is where the idea of going to the shop and having extra money is maybe going to fall apart. Because we need to heal. Got one more enemy. Continue from here. But we did fully clear the pegboard because there's nothing left there. Which is an achievement in this game if you have never gotten it before. He's clearing a full pegboard. Some knights. This is a stronger ball. I don't feel like this run has gone quite as good as runs I've had in the past. Although that was a very good, very, very good round. That's why I love the bouncy balls in this game, is I just feel that if it hits a bunch of bombs and increases its speed really high and shoots all around the board, you can hit so many pegs and do so much damage, if you're lucky. Which, if you've been watching my my Digimon playthrough, if you're lucky means I'm not lucky. Alright, and so I collected a helmet from him, and that's a... you get... On the main menu, you can see, like, little blurbs about each of the enemies. And so that increases, like, your knowledge about that enemy. Okay, so... It's 50 gold for a relic. And then after that, we're going into... Yeah, it's not worth it at this point. I'm just gonna... Best laid plans work until first contact. I could go to those enemies, but we're gonna skip. We're gonna hope for a good event here. You're walking down a hall when a pack of brick slimes start to smash down around you. They seem to be pretty careless, and you think you can trick them into smashing themselves to bits, or you can try to fight them at a distance. 3 pebbles. That'd give me 6. I'm gonna fight them. 1, I can get some more health back. Oh boy, there are a lot of them. But we'll see. Well, got 2 of them taken care of right off the bat. Nice. Alright, so I was going to hit the critical there, and I missed. I also would love to be able to hit that reset. Come on. No. Oh boy. Okay. Reset and immediately miss. Good. Luckily that third one can't attack me from where it's at right now. One down, nice. So the bouncy balls are good sometimes. And then sometimes it does that. Come on, let's... I think we're gonna be good with that bomb. All right, I think we came out exactly the same as we went in. Couple coins? Nope. Okay. So all of that was kind of for nothing. And I could get a free pebble. Great. So you can also remove orbs in here, and I would love to have the money to be able to remove a pebble, but no dice. It would be very nice now if this was one of the easier... Yeah, I'll consider this one an easier... one of the easier elite fights, I think. That's kind of in a good spot. I don't want to hit that right away. Critical. So now I think he will take 50 damage. Ow. To be able to get rid of these two would be really nice, because they're going to do some damage here at a distance. Oh, come on. Nope. There's the real elite enemy for this fight. And I believe if you break these shields, the enemies with shields, those shields will break. Alright, gang. We're looking for two big bouncy balls right in a row. That ain't gonna do it. Oh, I forgot they can heal. Well, this may be the end of the run here, gang. Think this might be the end of the run. Let's just try to upgrade stuff and hope. That's not bad. That might get rid of 2 or 3. Well, 2. It's still the wizard in the back. Just that little bit of damage chunking down every time is not great. There was more pegs on this side of the board, so I wanted to try to go on that side rather than go for the critical. This is going to be my last turn unless some miracle happens, and that's not a miracle. Well, guess sorry I didn't get to show you guys on a really good, really good bounce if I can do over 1,000 damage. Which is going to require hitting the crit, hitting the reset. Hold on. We might have saved it. A bunch of resets? That's not going to do it. All right. Well, there it is. Sorry I couldn't show you a full run here, folks. But that's the game. So to see the last area, I guess you will either have to come back, because I will probably play this again, or play it for yourself. So Peglin's on Steam. I very much enjoy it. You get your little rundown here at the end. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this makes you feel like picking up the game. This isn't sponsored. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye.